What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a look at the Hulk Hero Pack. Yeah, that's right. The Hulk Hero Pack has gone and been revealed. It is the last hero pack that we were expecting. Now, after this, we're actually getting one of the big box sets which is coming out, so that's exciting. But first, we need to chat about Hulk. And if we start off with Hulk, Hulk is interesting. Defense of 3 is high. Attack of 3 is high. Hit point of 18 is high. And it doesn't thwart. Hulk, it doesn't have low thwart. Hulk has no thwart. When you are Hulk, when you are in hero mode, you have no option for thwarting whatsoever. This is pretty huge. Like, really huge. I mean, don't get me wrong, we didn't expect Hulk to be great at thwarting, and I will confess that when I was thinking about this reveal a couple days ago, I was wondering how low his thwart would be and whether they could get away with thwart of 0. Well, evidently they can. What this means is you need to have allies or events or some other way to get rid of the scheme. Now, if you're playing in multiplayer mode, this is much less of an issue. Hulk can be your smasher. One of your other characters can really rely on trying to get rid of the threat. That's fine. But in solo mode here, this could be a pretty big issue. Because, like, even if you stay in hero mode and the villain isn't scheming, there may be encounter cards that cause scheming, and one scheme goes on the... or one threat goes on the scheme at the start of every villain round, which means that you've got to have an answer. So you've basically got two options. Have other cards that thwart, or just go so hyper-aggressive that the villain cannot get enough threat on the scheme in time. But the rest of the stats are great here. HP of 18 dwarfs She-Hulk with 15, with the same attack of 3, but defense of 3, which is equal to Spider-Man. The stats here are great. Although the hand size is 4, just like it was for She-Hulk. And again, hand size of 4 is bad. Hand size of 4 really limits the options that you've got here. Oh yeah, and there is a forced interrupt. When your turn ends, you discard your hand. Now, one question I had, and I was fairly sure I knew the answer, but it has been confirmed in the reveal article. You do discard your hand, and then you draw until you've got 4 cards in hand. So you don't end the turn with a 0-card hand. You end the turn with a 4-card hand, but there is no forward planning. If you are in hero mode, if you've got Hulk out, there is no I'll save that for next turn malarkey. Everything in your hand is going to go. Hulk is a very extreme hero. Great hit points, great attack, great defense, low hand size, no thwart, and you discard your entire hand at the end of every turn. Moving over to Bruce Banner, we've got a recovery of 4, which is pretty good. Not quite as high as Jen Walters, but still pretty gosh darn good. We've then got a hand size of 5, which kind of sucks. In the core set, every hero had a hand size of 6 in alter ego mode. Hand size of 5 is low, like really low. We expect 6 here. So once again, there's big downsides. But it's got a phenomenal action experimental research. Draw a card, choose and discard 1 card from your hand. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. And it certainly seems to be you draw and then you discard. So if you draw something that's worse than the cards currently in your hand, you can just discard it. It doesn't give you a card advantage because you end up with the same number of cards as you had before using the action. But what it does do is it gives you more options. It lets you cycle your cards a little bit more. Hulk is one of the weirdest characters we've seen so far. Really powerful, really durable, but low hand size and very awkward. This is going to be a fun but awkward one to play. So there we go. Now, we've not actually been shown any allies here for Hulk, unfortunately, which is a little bit sad. But we do have a Nemesis minion, and anyone that follows the comics should have been able to predict that the Nemesis minion, it was always going to be Abomination. I mean, come on, it's Abomination. That is Hulk's Nemesis. And if we have a quick look at Abomination here, we see that we've got a 6 health minion with 2 scheme, 3 attack, and a forced response. After Abomination attacks you, discard the top card of your deck. If a physical resource was discarded this way, take 2 damage. Now, I've seen reports over on the Facebook group that 14 of the 15 cards that are Hulk, so you can play Hulk with an aspect like leadership, aggression, etc., but 14 of the 15 Hulk cards are fist resource cards. It's physical, but fist resources is my preferred way of stating it. So that means that you are going to hit this more often than not. So you're going to lose a card from the top of your deck, you're going to take 2 damage, and they've got 3 attack and 2 scheme, along with 6 health. This is a pretty powerful Nemesis minion. Now, of course, we do need an obligation here, and we do have an obligation here. We've got Inner Demons. Inner Demons gets given straight to the Bruce Banner player, obligations always do, and you have the opportunity to flip your identity if you wish, and then if you're Bruce Banner, you discard 2 cards from your hand and discard the obligation. If you are Hulk, you exhaust your hero and discard the obligation. Most of the time, you have an opportunity to exhaust and remove the obligation from the game. That's not an option here. If we look at Physical Toll, the one that's coming out in the Doctor Strange Hero Pack, exhaust Stephen Strange, remove Physical Toll from the game. We expect to have an option to remove it from the game. Yeah, we don't have that here. It only ever gets discarded. But then again, that fits thematically. Remember, the Marvel Champions group, the team making the game, they've done a great job of reflecting the characters in the game. We don't expect Hulk to be good at thwarting. We expect him to be smashy and durable, and that's what we get. And similarly here, Bruce Banner doesn't get rid of his inner demons, they're always there, so it makes sense that this one can't be removed from the game, it only ever gets discarded. Cool. Now, in terms of other cards here, we have been shown a bunch, we might as well go through in alphabetical order. Some of these were shown in the reveal article, some were shown on the live stream. And actually, I should give a massive shout out here to Igor Toscano over on the Facebook group, who does a great job of cutting these pictures and really cataloguing exactly which ones have been shown, so we don't miss any. So Beat Cop is a new Justice card. It is a free cost support, and it's got an action whereby you exhaust Beat Cop and move 1 threat from a scheme to here. And then you can exhaust and discard Beat Cop and deal 1 damage to a minion for each threat here. This is a phenomenal card, especially bearing in mind that Hulk is not good at getting rid of the threat here. And if you take, say, I don't know, 6 threat on there, you can then all of a sudden deal 6 damage to Abomination, which will get the KO there. Now, clearly, Hulk is generally played aggression, and the Hulk deck is said to be packed with aggression cards, but it's still a nice Justice card that does work beautifully, not just with Hulk, with a bunch of characters. Boundless Rage is a 1-cost upgrade, and now it can only be used in hero form, but you get +1 attack. Why would you want to use it in alter ego form where you can't attack? However, after you change form, you discard it. It's very cheap for a +1 attack, but you only keep it for as long as you're in hero mode. That's something to bear in mind. Hulk Smash is a free cost event. When you make a basic attack, you get +10 attack for that attack. If you paid for this card using only physical resources, this attack gains Overkill. Overkill means that if the damage is done to a minion, any damage done in excess of what's needed to KO the minion is taken over to the villain. This might be a free cost card, but actually this is kind of phenomenal because you're up to 13 attack. That's before you've got any upgrades on, etc. 13 attack? That's so much higher than most heroes can dream of. It's kind of crazy. Immovable Object is a free cost upgrade that gives you +4 hit points and Retaliate 1. That is to say that if you are attacked, you deal 1 damage to the attacker. Yeah, that's going to be kind of good. Plus, you then get a monster 22 hit points. That's a bit ridiculous. Now, I've just shown you a couple of free cost cards, and they are moderately expensive, but might I show you Limitless Strength? It gives you free physical resources. We're used to double resource cards, they're in all the basic packs, etc. But no, this is a treble resource card, which means it alone will pay for something like Immovable Object or Hulk Smash. Yeah, that's a pretty good card. And don't forget that Bruce Banner's action will allow you to search through your deck that little bit faster to draw into these cards. We've also got Toe to Toe, a 1-cost event, and it is an aggression card. Hero action attack. Choose an enemy. That enemy attacks you. Deal 5 damage to that enemy. 1 cost to deal 5 damage is huge. But you've got to let them attack you to begin with. Having said that, when you've got 18 hit points, maybe up to 22, and a defense of 3, yeah, we're kind of alright with that. And finally, You'll Pay for That. Another aggression card, another 1-cost event. Hero response thwart. After the villain attacks you, remove 1 threat from a scheme for each damage you took from that attack up to a maximum of 5. Remember, we've said that Hulk has no thwart, so it can be really awkward in terms of actually making sure your villain doesn't succeed with their scheme. This is one of the cards we're going to be using to make sure that they don't. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I adore this. I am psyched about Hulk. It's a weird one, but it once again is a hero pack that just fits the hero being represented. And I've always, in any card game I play, I've always tended towards a more aggressive playstyle. Hulk might just be the character I've been waiting for. But at this stage, I'd like to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk Transformers and Keyforge and Marvel Champions and whatever takes our fancy. And do please consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all that good stuff. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.